When you're in love with someone, especially the first love that you had, it was just the first thing that you ever felt that was so fiery in your heart. You could never get that again. Hello lovers, I'm Liana and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I am a relationship and a marriage coach. I advise couples on how to build a much better and strong relationship. Today, I want to share with you guys a little bit about stories of my dating experience and what I have learned from it. So recently, I'm married right now. I have been married for 4 years. Before that, for a good 7 to 8 years, I dated a lot of people. I started dating when I was 14. And when I was 14 years old, you know, kid loves, teenager love is such a irrational things. It's something that it just come right away because you experience new things, you experience new feelings that you have never experienced before. And when that happened, when you finally have a crush on someone and they actually answer back with, "Oh, I like you too," it's such an emotional things for me. And everything was just so simple. Everything just comes so naturally. I always thought my first dating experience would be some kind of like cliche comedy love movie, which I kind of wanted to base a lot of my love lifestyle before on that. I used to watch a lot of Disney movie. I used to watch a lot of like cliche in love anime and something like Card Capture Sakura. I don't know if you know that. It's an anime that I used to love so much. I used to base those relationships in that movie in my life. So I expected a lot of things that would happen like the movies, like peer love, things that kids would experience. When I actually in a relationship with my first boyfriend, it did not last very long. It lasted for 3 days because I was 14, I was young, I didn't know much, I expected too much, so it came out disappointed. And I have learned from that experience was that I need to be more sure with who I date and who I want to be with. With the person that I was my first boyfriend, he was an amazing guy, but we just could not click. We were just complete two different person. So when that happened, we just broke it off really fast. Nothing really traumatic happened, like crying, this and that. After a few months, I started dating another person where I found that I have more in interest. I have more of a connection with that person, and he was above year from me. So being 14s and dating pretty much a senior guys, it was pretty cool. Everything happened so fast because he was in anime that I like and he was into kind of thing that I liked before. So our relationship was kind of based on that. There was a lot of drama going on in that relationship, which I disliked it very much. We were very emotional with each other. We were not sure about a lot of things about each other and we were not opening up enough with each other. And when that happened, I was 14 to 15, stepping up my 15 years. And I have learned from that relationship was that I need to be more trusting and I need to be more open-minded and I need to be more communication with my ex-partner. My ex-partner was not communicating with me enough. Every single time he hurt, he just kind of bottle it up and then he's tell that to now people, but then he wouldn't tell it to me and I would have to hear it from someone else, which was kind of hurtful. But however, I learned from that was that I didn't really put trust in him, so that's why it didn't really come to a point that he could trust me to tell me everything either. When I was 15, 16, that's when I experienced my first love. You think that might be my first love already happened way before, maybe with my first boyfriend, even with my second boyfriend. I would say that I love that person, but then I wouldn't, because it was just such a thing that it was so new for me that I didn't know what love was. So how did I learn, and what is love? So love is just make you feel about everything, all thing that you can feel, like something that is really hard for you to describe. When I was in love with my first love, he was a person that it was just so unexpected. He came in my life without me really realizing it. I was attracted to him at first, where I found myself really comfortable with him. I found myself that I wanted to be near him and I wanted to be friend with him. That's why I found out that he liked to swim. So I decided, hey, can you teach me how to swim? I just came up to the guy and I just literally say that. And I honestly think that was some bold move that I made when I was a teenager, because I was so shy. I was a really shy girl. I used to not talk to anyone, but at that moment it just snapped in my mind that I need to talk to that person. And when he agreed to teach me how to swim, we became much closer. We became pretty much like best friend. And when that happened, I was still dating the other person back then, the second boyfriend. And I experienced different feelings, right? When I experience different feeling, I get really nervous and confused of how I felt. And it was such a new thing for me. I just didn't know how to deal with it. So I just went back and forth, and I was being very friendly with another guy, being still in relationship with another guy. But just so you know, I did not cheat on the other person at all. But I just don't feel the same way with my best guy friend and my boyfriend back then. I compared the feelings. It's just such a different feelings. So when you're in love with someone else, you feel more comfortable. You feel more trusting. You feel like you want to be around with that person more, and you feel like you can tell everything to that person, and that person will never judge you. And that actually happened with my best friend guy, that we became best friend. And when that happened, I realized that, oh, so that was my first love. When things didn't work out with my second boyfriend, we just ended, and I moved on from it. And then after that, I dated my best friend. We became really close. We understood each other. We became really attached to each other, or at least I became really attached to him. That feeling of first love was just so new, so fiery in your heart, and it just keeps burning so fast that you feel so excited all the time. It's just something that is so hard to describe when you have your first love. As a teenager, our relationship turned out pretty badly when I just couldn't really trust him. That was one of my biggest issues I had back then, when I have hard time trusting people, and it just broke off because I just could not trust my first love for no reason. So that was my fault. And when that happened, I was devastated. I went through my first breakup. My third breakup, and it was just devastating, and I was just upset the whole time. After that, I moved on from it. I dated different people, not many people that I felt the same way. And then I realized that when you're in love with someone, especially the first love that you had, it was just the first thing that you ever felt that was so fiery in your heart. You could never get that again. And when I realized that, it disappointed me for a while. But when I realized that your first love, something that happened, is something that's so treasurable for me, and I just could not find it with another person. However, I fell in love with another person, and it was different. It was better. It was just something new that I knew that I wanted to be with that person. He made me feel secure. He helped me to become a better person. And he helps me to pretty much improve myself. And he helps me to build trust with him, which is a big step for me when I was with that person. We weren't dating or anything, but when it happened, I realized that you might not experience the first love that feeling again. It's okay, because you're going to experience different kind of love when you with different people. And when I dated my husband, something just came in naturally, and I literally fell in love with him at the first sight, which is different from my first love. First love, I was feel like I needed to get to know him. I want to be friends with him. However, with my husband, it was the first sight love that I just feel vulnerable right away. I feel secure right away. And I feel like I need to be with him, and I want to be with him for the rest of my life. It's so intense. It was such an intense thing when you experience those. And with that said, he was my last love, and he's pretty much the last person I ever loved. Is that my husband. With all the experience that I have experienced when I dated different people, you will never experience the same thing. Don't ever expect that you're going to experience the same thing, because that's what make it excited. That's what it make you feel more connected, and you feel like you finally learned something else new, and you finally find a part of you from that person. That's why don't try to duplicate or try to copy your last relationship to the next relationship. It would not be the same, and you should expect that it's not going to be the same, because you're going to learn from it. You're going to be with someone that you wanted to be with. Maybe that person didn't work out because you guys just not click. Maybe you guys just not actually 100% connected. However, when you move on from it, you will learn that, and then you will find a better person that will actually connecting with you much more in your intimacy life, in your personal life, your business life even. Like, they will help you through every single thing if you connected with that person 100%. Just like my husband and I right now, we have the same mindset. We have we have different interests in different things. But however, because we love each other, we were able to find a compromise where we can work it out together, and be together and love each other no matter what. That's my experience for dating, and I hope you guys learned from something about it. Don't expect that everything's gonna be the same, because it's just gonna be boring. Life is excited, so expect something different. Thank you so much for listening, and don't forget to click the like button. And if you have any experience with love, please let me know comment down below. I would love to know about it. And don't forget to click the subscribe button as well. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.